guys, welcome to another video. It's your girl Telly with Telly TV. And guess what, guys? This is a very special video, and let me tell you why. Your girl started doing podcasts. This is something that is really, really close to me, something that I started YouTube for. I started YouTube to connect with people, and I figure there is no better way to connect with people than to do podcasts. I can speak on similar situations. I can speak on life situations that I've actually been through. It's just a way to connect with so many people around the world. But I'm still going to do my YouTube. So what makes this a very special video is because I'm going to be live videoing my podcast. So I'm going to share the link of where you can find this podcast, but you guys are going to be with me while I record a episode of one of my podcasts. So this is my first podcast, and you guys are going to be a part of it. And I'm going to post it on my YouTube channel where you can see the live video, but I'm also going to put in the description in the YouTube video, or where you can go to listen to this live podcast, or where you can listen to it after it's recorded. So it won't be live anymore. But I'm going to put in my description where you can go to listen to this podcast. The good thing about podcasts is that you can just put those headsets in and do whatever that you want to do and still listen. It's just only it's not physical. It's not physical. It's not visual. You can listen to it no matter what you're doing. You can be in the car. You can be cleaning the house. You can listen. So that's why I wanted to do this, and I can connect with so many people around the world. So let's get started. Now, I haven't actually started recording the podcast because I don't want all this on the podcast, but I wanted to start this video to tell you guys what this video is about, and give you a little details of what Telly is going to be starting to do from now on. Your girl is going to be into the podcast because that's where I want to be. That's where I want to be. That's what I enjoy. I can tell my story through podcasts, and I can I was meant to do this, y'all. I really was meant to do this. Yeah, all the challenges and stuff on YouTube, it's fun. Don't get me wrong. And I still upload those sometimes. But where my heart is doing these podcasts. So this is my very, very, very first one. And this podcast is, the subject of this podcast is something that is so dear to me, something that hits home, something that hits my heart, something that I can relate to. And this is something that, I joke a lot, I do, but this is something that is really, really serious, and something that a lot of people can relate to, something that is going on in the world today, something that is big today. So let's get started. I'm going to start recording this podcast, so let's join me and let's get this thing started, okay? I'm going to go ahead and put these in because I need to hear what I sound like. Okay, yes, I'm ready. Are you guys ready? So let's get started. Let's get started. Mic check, mic check. 1 2 1 2. Let's get started. Yes. Okay. Hey, what's up, guys? It's your girl Telly with Telly TV, and welcome to an episode of my podcast. So I want to thank you guys so much for joining me. Thank you so much for listening. For those who are listening, thank you so much. I appreciate you. Now, this is my very, very first podcast, so bear with me. I hope you guys enjoy every bit of it. Okay, let's go ahead and get started. So today, what I want to talk about in this podcast is something that is very, 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 very close and dear to me. I want to speak on abuse. Now, a lot of you may say, why your first podcast you want to speak on abuse? Why is because this is something that I can relate to. This is something that I have been through. This is something that hits home, and this is something emotionally I can relate to. So I want to first get in started by saying abuse is never okay. If you know anybody that is going through abuse, or anybody that you may think is going through abuse, or if you see any signs of abuse in any of your family or friends, please get them help. This is very, very important. The National Domestic Violence Hotline is 1-800-799-7233. If you can't get to a phone, or if you don't have a way to dial out, there is a text where you can text START to 88788. Get that person some help. Get yourself some help. Abuse is never okay. Let's first get that out there, okay? Now, what I want to get into depth with is I want to talk about the 5 most common types of abuse. Now, I'm not going in the order of what's most important, what's least important, because they're all important. What I want to talk about is the most 5 common types of abuse that I feel like is important, the 5 most common types of abuse that I've actually been through. Now, 1 and 2 is something that is kind of it relates to each other, but I'm going to say the first 5 common types of abuse, most common types of abuse to me, and then I'm going to get in depth with it a little bit more. So 1 and 2 is kind of like it's kind of like a they're together. I want to say psychological and emotional. Um, those two are 2 different types of abuse, but to me they are very, very much similar to each other. Then there's physical, there's sexual, and then there's financial. Now I'm going to get in depth of each one of these types of abuse and what they mean to me. Okay, so let's get into the first 2, psychological and emotional. Again, as I stated, these 2 are very, very similar. Um, they they're in a family together. Psychological abuse goes right into emotional abuse. Once you're being once you're being psychologically abused, that turns into emotional. So let's get into what is psychological abuse. To me, some of the signs of psychological abuse is going to be when, now let's first say this. Abuse does not only go with your in a relationship. Abuse can start in a relationship, a family, children go through it. And that's sad to say, but just because you're in a relationship does not mean that that is the only time that you can be abused. There are people all over the world that are being abused that is not in a relationship. You're in a friendship. Kids are being abused by their parents, by their siblings. Friends are abusing each other. So it's not just in a relationship. So when I speak on these, it is not just relationship that I'm speaking on. I am speaking on anyone can be abused, and it's not okay. Let's first say this, and I'm going to say this again, and I'm going to keep saying this. Abuse is not okay. Abuse is not okay. If you know anyone that is being abused, get them help. It is never too late. And if you just feel like someone is being abused, get them help, you guys. So let's get into what are some of the signs of psychological abuse. So when your significant other, your mother, your sibling, your friend, again, this falls under all of those categories. It falls up under. So embarrassing you in public. Now I want to get into depth of that. That falls under psychological abuse because that when when you're out and you're out and about, and your spouse or your friend or your, your parent or your sibling are always seem to embarrass you in public, in front of family, in front of the other sibling, in front of your other friends. You're always being that target. You're always being targeted by that person. Like, you always feel like it's always me. Why am I the only one being targeted? So that is some of the signs of psychological abuse, threatening to harm you. They haven't done it yet, but they're threatening to harm you, saying, I will do this to you and I will do that to you, but they are not doing it. That is abuse. That is psychological abuse. That is saying that you're going to do something, that you're threatening to abuse them, but you have not done it yet. It is still abuse. Even though you have not physically done it, it's still abuse. So those are some of the signs of psychological abuse, and what are some examples of psychological abuse. Now, as I said, psychological abuse falls under emotional abuse. Emotional abuse is kind of similar to this, you guys. Emotional abuse is yelling, verbal. That's emotional, is verbal. Yelling, insulting, cussing, telling your spouse, your friend that I'm going to do this to you. I'm gonna if you don't do what I say, I'm gonna continue to I'm gonna do this to you. I'm gonna punch you in the face. I'm gonna slap you. I'm going to. All of that is abuse. You haven't physically done it, but that turns into physical. Anytime that someone is telling you that they are going to do something, more than likely it falls into, they start to, it comes out where they do it. They actually do it. So anytime that a person continuously to emotionally and psychologically tell you that they're going to do something to you, more than likely that turns into it. It turns to physical. So that gets me into the next type of abuse, physical abuse. Physical abuse is actually not saying that you're going to do it anymore. You're actually doing it. So punching that person, slapping that person, pinching that person, pushing that person. Anytime you physically put your hands physically on someone else to harm them, that is a physical abuse. And again, it is not okay. It is not okay to physically touch anybody. You don't belong to, they don't belong to you. You should not physically put your hands on anybody. Now, words, people can say anything to you. People can call you stupid. People can call you, yeah, sometimes words do make you want to physically do things to people, but do you do it? No, it's not okay. If you feel like you're going to physically harm somebody because of some words that they're saying to you, then you may want to walk away. It's time for you to walk away from the situation before it gets physical. It is never okay, and it's illegal to physically harm someone. So walk away from the situation. Just because someone said some bad words to you and you put your hands on them, it is not okay. Let's get this. Let's first say that it's not okay. It is not okay. I don't care what anybody says to you. It is not okay to physically hurt anybody and harm anybody. Walk away from the situation, or better yet, leave that person alone. If someone continuously make you want to physically hurt them, it's time for you to walk away from the situation. It's time for you to go. Simple as that. Maybe that person you just need some space from that person for a while. If they constantly, on a daily basis, make you physically want to harm them, you need to walk away from the situation. It is not okay. It is not okay. And I'm going to continue to say that. I don't care what a person say to you. It is not okay to physically harm. Now, when it comes to protecting yourself, that's another story. When it comes to protecting yourself, that's another story. Now, I ain't gonna sit here and tell you not to protect yourself, not to protect yourself. But what I am going to say is, don't be the aggressor. Don't be the aggressor, and then when someone aggresses you back to protect yourself, then you want to fall. Then you want to cry the victim. That is not. Let's not do that. Okay, that's what happens. You sit here and you're the common you're the aggressor, and then when someone aggresses you back, we got a problem. Oh, now you're the victim. No, no, you're not the victim. Okay, so I'm not saying no, do not. I'm not saying no, do not protect yourself. That's not what I'm saying, because I am not going to sit there and let someone physically abuse me and not protect myself. But when it comes to abuse in relationships, physical abuse in relationships, more than likely that significant other is afraid. More than likely, we do in physical abuse in a relationship or a friendship or anything. That person becomes afraid of that other person that's abusing them. Because again, it started off with psychological abuse and emotional. They psychologically abused you so bad that you became afraid of that person. You became so afraid to fight back because they played with your mind. They went to your mind first, that they made you feel like if you fight back, it's going to be worse. So, and everything that I'm saying it for a reason. I'm saying it for a reason. They play with your mind so bad that you start to believe, if I fight back, it's going to be worse. So let me sit here, take this abuse, and it'll all be over soon. It'll all be over soon. If I just sit here, just go through it, let them finish, it'll be over soon. I'm just saying. Again, I'm saying this for a reason. And I'm going to continue to say that until I get in depth of why I keep saying that. But, so, again, physical abuse starts off with psychological and emotional. It started off there, and then it went to physical. Okay, so once it goes to physical, then it gets, let's talk about another type of abuse, sexual abuse. Again, sexual, and let me go back onto the physical before I get to sexual. A physical is not only when a man is physically abusing a woman. Physical abuse is a woman too. If you are putting your hands on a man, you are an abuser too. So I'm not just going to say that the man, it's okay for a woman to put her hands and physically abuse a man and it's okay. No, abuse is not okay no matter what gender. It can be a woman or a male. It is not okay. I don't care if you don't want a man to put his hands on you. Don't put your hands on a man. And I am a firm believer in that. Do not put your hands on a man if you don't want a man to put his hands on you. Now, men, you know you're stronger than women. You know you're stronger than a woman, so just walk away. Now a woman push you, don't knock her out. Like, come on, you're a man at the end of the day. You're stronger than a woman, and you walk away. Even though it's not okay, but again, just walk away. Male, female, just walk away from the situation. If you feel like you're going to be physically abused, or if you're getting physically abused, leave the situation. I don't know if you need to leave the situation for a night or two or week or month or permanently. But if you feel like this is something that is happening on a daily basis and it's something that you need to walk away permanently from, do so. Walk away from the situation, okay? It is not okay. Now, again, I want to go into another type of abuse, and that is sexual. Again, sexual abuse is not only with a male. Sexual abuse is with a woman too. If you are sexually, if you're taking sex from someone who have told you no, you are sexually abusing that individual, male or female. Again, this is not just for one gender, male or female. If you are sexually abusing someone without their consent, you are sexually abusing. If you're taking sex from someone without their consent, you are sexually abusing them. Okay, and again, it is not okay. So sexual abuse is non-consensual sexual contact unwanted from someone. Someone has told you no, and you have non-consensually sexually abused that person. Again, it can fall on the male or female. It does not matter. And again, it does not matter if you're married or not. You do not own that person. Wife, husband, if they said no, it is no. I don't care if you're married. I don't care if you've been with this person 10 years, 20 years, 30 years. If a person told you no, it's no. Not just because you're married to that person, you don't own that person. If that woman has told you no, the answer is no. And anytime that you take sex from that individual after they have told you no, you have sexually abused that individual. I'm just saying. You have sexually abused that individual. And again, even though it's common in mostly women, in men, sexually abusing women, it happens with women sexually abusing men. It does happen. It does. And anytime, and mostly what you see is sexual abuse going on in like clubs and parties and etc. People are drugging you and sexually abusing you. So it is very important to pay attention to your surroundings, because that is something that is common nowadays. People are drugging and sexually abusing. We call that rape. But again, it falls under sexual abuse. But that is something that is very, very, very common. So always, if you're out at parties and if you're out at gatherings, clubs, bars, keep your drinks close by you, cover them up. If you're walking through the club or the bar, if you're walking through the party, cover your drink up, because people will put drugs in your drink while you're walking through the club and not paying attention. They will do it. So protect yourself, guys. Come on, let's protect ourselves. Be aware of your surroundings. Sexual abuse is one of the most common. It is one of the most common types of abuse in my eyes. Okay. And then I want to get to the last one, which is financial abuse. Now, a lot of people may say, what the heck is financial abuse? So financial abuse, again, is something that is controlling an individual's money, preventing them from working, making their own money. So if you're in a relationship and your spouse is controlling your money, preventing you from working. So you get that a lot. A lot of men may say, I don't want you to work. Let me take care of you. No. Let's make our own money. Okay? That is a type of control, which is a type of abuse. Control is that comes into controlling. A man don't want you to work because he wants to control you and what you do. If you don't make your own money, he controls what you do because he makes the money. So that is a type of financial abuse. Make your own money. Like they say, I don't want you to work because I want to take care of you. No, it should be both ways. Let's take care of each other, okay? Let's take care of each other, because any man that is financially taking care of you, he is going to it's a type of control. He wants to control what you do. He wants to control what you spend. He wants to control your moves. You can't do anything without this man because this man makes the money or this woman makes the money. Again, either way. But again, the most common, we see it most common in men. I don't want my woman to work because I want to pay the bills. I want to take care of the house. I want to be the man. That is what they say, y'all. That's what they say. I want to be the man. I want to take care of you. I don't know, y'all. That's kind of falling under financial abuse to me. that's that's falling under financial abuse to me. I'm just saying. I again, I'm saying this for a reason, and I'm gonna keep saying that until I get into why I keep saying that. But I'm saying that for a reason. They want to control you. I don't want you to make money, or I financially want to handle all the I want to handle all the finances. Don't give you access to none of the bank accounts. You have to get their signature to take money out of the account. Come on, guys. That's abuse. That's financial abuse. So you want to take care of me, or do you want to control me? Which one is it? You want to take care of the house, or you want to control what I do and what I can do and what I cannot do? I got to come to you if I want to spend some money, if I want to buy something, if I want to do something for myself. If you say it's not okay, then it's not okay. That is abuse, guys. That is financial abuse. You should never have to ask to do something for yourself. So that's why I say it's always important in a relationship that both spouses make the money. Now, in certain situations, we do have some women that are housewives. I get that. And you would know the difference. You would know the difference if you're a housewife, you're sitting there, you're taking care of the children, because that is, you guys have talked about it, you guys have communicated, and you guys have come to the conclusion that it's better for that woman to sit at home and take care of the children. Financially, it is better for both of you guys, and it's then that's different, because you've talked about it, you communicated about it. Communication is very important. But when you have not communicated, and this man or this woman has right out told you, you're not working, I'm going to take care of you, I don't want you to work, I don't know. That's falling under financial abuse. I don't know. That's falling under financial abuse to me. If you guys have not spoke upon this, if you guys have not communicated and came to a agreement together, then it's financial abuse. If he told you that you are going to sit at home, if he told you, I'm going to take care of the house, I don't want you to work, I'm going to control the money, but he did not ask you, you guys did not talk about it, you did not come into agreement, you have to ask this man or this woman to be able to do something, to take money out of the bank, to be able to go do something for yourself. It's falling on the financial abuse. I'm just saying. It's falling on the financial abuse. Okay? Okay, so welcome to part 2 of this podcast. So, where we left off is I was speaking on the 5 most common types of abuse to me, where they fall under, what some examples of them. Now, again, I want to go into as I left off, why this subject is so important to me. As I was stating, I myself have had every type of abuse that I have named has happened to me. Throughout my younger years of dating, I started dating at a very young age. I started dating very early, and I want to say from the time I started dating into my adult life, I have been abused. And again, this is something that is very important to me. This is something that I can relate to, something that took a lot for me to come out, my story to come out. But I want to share this with a lot of with everyone around the world, because you never know who you can touch, and you never know who's going through what you've been through and what you have overcome. Now, am I being abused now? No. But in my previous relationship that I have got out of, um, my most recent relationship I have gotten out of, I was physically, emotional, psychological, financial, sexual abused. I have went through all 5 types of these abuses. That's why I wanted to touch bases on these 5 most common types, because all of these I have been through in my life, throughout my whole entire life, might as well say. From the time I started dating up until now, about a few years ago, about 3-4 years ago. I want to say about 3 years. It's been 3 years, but up into my younger years of dating to now, I have been abused. I have been emotionally abused. And that's why I want to say emotional abuse is the worst, because emotional abuse stuck with me for so long, and it still sticks with me. It's still, even though I am not being abused, and it's been 3 years since I have had any type of abuse, it is still something that sticks with me. It is still something that I go through. There is still something that triggers. There are things that happen in my life that triggers that. Being emotional abused keeps you from basically moving forward with your life. It's terrible, guys. It's terrible. Um, it's something that I wouldn't wish on anybody. Um, I've been physically abused. I mean, I've been physically abused where I have been beaten, hospitalized, and some of my close friends and some of my family members may not know this, but I kept it from a lot of from my family, from my friends. When you're in a relationship with someone and you feel like they're your world, and you feel like you're and what's so bad is that you want to protect your abuser. You want to protect your abuser. Why is that? I don't know. But that was me. I wanted to protect my abuser. I kept my abuse away from friends and family because I wanted to protect my abuser. That doesn't make sense, but it did at the time. At the time I was being abused, it made sense because you feel like this is the last time. They don't mean it. They don't mean it. It's my fault. It's my fault. Maybe if I didn't do this, or maybe if I would have did this way, or maybe if I would have listened to them, they wouldn't have done this. It's my fault. It's my fault. I should have listened. I should have done it the way that they told me to do it, and then I wouldn't have been punished. I wouldn't have been punished if I would have listened to what they told me to do. If I would have did it the way that they told me to do it, then they wouldn't have put their hands on me. That is not okay. That is not okay. You cover up your scars, your black eyes, your busted lips. You stay out of public. You call out of work. That was me. That was me. That was me. Yes, that was me. And I finally can say it. I finally can tell my story. That was me. That was me. Busted lips, black eyes. Bruises. I gotta wear long sleeves because I don't want the bruises to show. I'm hiding it. I'm protecting my abuser. I protected my abusers. Not abuser, my abusers. I had multiple abusers. And what happens is it becomes a pattern. You go through it so much that it becomes a pattern. You start to find yourself in every relationship you attach to abusers. You attach to abusers. I've been financially abused, where I have been the one on the other end where I was told, let me take care of you. You don't need to work. I got this. I want to take care of you. At the time, I thought that was life. I don't got to work. You going to take care of me? I can just sit at home and have things handed to me? Wow. I must be very, very lucky to have somebody want to take care of me. I must be lucky to have someone want to take care of me. No, I wasn't lucky. I didn't know. I didn't know I was being abused. I did not know I was being financially abused until I was financially abused. I thought it was life. I thought I was lucky. I thought I was blessed. I thought I was all that. I had somebody that wanted to take care of me. Who don't want somebody to take care of them? Who don't want to have things handed to them? Who don't want to sit at home and do nothing? You get everything you want and don't have to do nothing. There's a price to it. There's a price to that. Nobody wants to take care of you because you that special. Let's be real. Nobody wants to take care of you because you that special. No, honey. That is a sign of financial abuse. So I got in this relationship. I thought I was living the life. You hear me? I thought I was living the life. This person wanted to take care of me, y'all. This person wanted to take care of me, y'all. I was lucky. Oh my gosh. Oh, I must be real beautiful. I must be the ish. This person wanted to take care of me. This person wanted to control me. This person didn't want me to make my own money so they can abuse me and I have nowhere to go because I didn't make my own money. I depended on this person. This person was trapping me. That's what they wanted to do. They wanted to trap me. Trap me so I have nowhere to go because I was letting them take care of me instead of taking care of myself. Yeah. I let them take care of me. And guess what? That's when the physical abuse started. That's when the emotional abuse started. Oh, it was nice. Oh, at first, it was nice. It was nice. Oh, wow. It was, we're going on trips. I'm buying clothes, shoes. It was nice, guys. It was real nice at first. Until I started getting slapped. I started getting punched. I started getting pushed. I started getting embarrassed in front of company. I started getting embarrassed in public. Until they started controlling me and telling me what I could and could not do. And if I don't like it, get out. Well, where you gonna go? They taking care of you. Where you gonna go? You have no money. Of course they gonna tell you if you don't like it, get out. Because they know They got you where they want you. They got you where they want you. They got you where they want you. They're going to tell you to get out because they know you're not going to get out. You know how they know that you're not going to get out? Because you're under their roof. They're taking care of you. They have the money. They have control of you. That was the point. That was the point. When you thought you was that lucky individual, you thought you was lucky, huh? You was falling into their trap. That was me. That was me. I'm that individual who thought they was lucky. I'm that individual who thought they was the ish. I had somebody taking care of me. I had everything that I wanted except my freedom. I had everything I wanted except my freedom. I had everything I wanted but that black eye. I had everything I wanted except for that busted lip. I had everything I wanted except for them bruises on my back. I had everything I wanted except for being on crutches and can't walk. I had everything I wanted until not being able to use my fingers because I had everything I wanted. I had everything I wanted except the scars. I had everything I wanted except for the scars that don't go away. That I look in the mirror every day and I see. And it reminds me every day. I can't get away from it. Because I see it every day. Every time I look in the mirror, I see that scar that happened when I was in that abusive relationship. I am that person, guys. I was told I was fat. Nobody ain't gonna never want you. I'm the only one that wants you. I'm the only one that deal with you. Nobody else ain't gonna deal with you. Nobody else ain't gonna deal with you. Come on, look at you. You ain't even all that pretty. You ain't even all that pretty. You lucky to have me. You can't get nobody better than me. You can leave me, but you ain't gonna get nobody like me. Ain't nobody gonna deal with you. Ain't nobody gonna deal with you like I deal with you. You gonna be right back. Oh, you could go ahead and leave. You'll be right back. Oh, yeah, you'll be right back. Psychological abuse. Psychological abuse. Isolating you from your family and your friends. Isolating you from your family and friends. Taking you away from your family and friends. Telling you can't have friends. That's what an abuser do. They isolate you. They isolate you from people. That's what they do. They want to isolate you from not having friends. Who you going to run to? That's the point. Who you going to run to? You lost all your friends. You lost all your family because of this relationship that you in. Who are you going to run to? That's what they want. Anytime that a person tell you you can't have friends when you're in a relationship, that's abuse. What you mean I can't have friends? Why can't I have friends? Why? Because you don't want me to be able to have someone to run to? You don't want me to have someone that can help me? I'm your only friend. I'm the only friend you need. That's what they say. I'm the only friend you need. That's what I was told. I'm the only friend you need. You don't need no other friends. You can't have friends. If you're gonna have friends, you can't be with me. I don't want to be with nobody that got friends. I don't need nobody that got people all in their face. Why? Why don't you want me to have friends? It's not okay. I'm here to say it's not okay. I was that person. I was that person who was depressed. I was that person who didn't want to leave the house. I was that person who didn't want to leave out of their bed. I was that person who didn't eat. I was a person who was losing weight. I was that person who didn't want to live anymore because of the abuse I was going through. I was that person. It's not okay. I went through this for years. I was so damaged. I didn't know myself no more. I would look myself in the mirror and say, who is this person? I hated myself. I hated myself because I allowed this. I blamed myself. I didn't want to be on earth anymore. I was far gone, y'all. I was far gone. I was so lost. I was so damaged. I was so hurt. It be the person that you tell your pain to be the one that caused you the most pain. That be the one that caused you the most pain. The one that you share your pain with. The one that you tell your secrets to. The one that you tell what that other abuser did to you in your past relationship. Be the one that abuses you even harder. You put your trust in that person because at the beginning it's so that I'm never gonna hurt you. I wouldn't dare do what they did to you. I wouldn't dare do that to you. I was told that I wouldn't dare do that to you. My self-esteem, guys, I started to believe I couldn't get nobody else. I started to believe this is the best that I can have. This is the best that I'm going to get. I started to believe that. I started to believe that nobody is going to want me. Maybe you're right. Maybe I am too fat. Maybe I am too skinny. Maybe I'm not pretty. You're right. You start to believe it. Psychological. It starts to get in your mind. You start to believe it. You start to believe it. You're right. You're right. That was me. You're right. Dang, nobody ain't gonna want me ever. Nobody ain't gonna ever want me. You start to reject your friends. You start to reject your family for this person. And then they start rejecting you. So then when you call on them, because you don't cry wolf so much, this the last time, y'all. I ain't never going back to them. I'm done. I'm for real, y'all. Please, like, be with me. Like, y'all don't give up on me. I'm done. I ain't never going back to this person. And they talk you right back in. Into your family, your friends. They start to isolate themselves from you and say, you know what? I'm done. That's exactly what they wanted. That's what the abuser wanted. That was me. When I got out of my abusive relationship, and that's why I want to say emotional abuse is one of those that is the worst to me, because yeah, I may see these scars, but I don't hurt no more. The scars heal and they don't hurt anymore. When you emotional abuse, that hurt sticks with you and sticks with you and sticks with you and stick with you. It does not go away. It don't go away. Till this day, I am still haunted by the things that I was told. I am still haunted by the emotional abuse that I received. I'm still haunted by it. Now, do it affect me the way that it did before? No. It does not affect me the way that it did because I am an overcomer from it. I made it out of that abusive relationship. Those abusive relationships I made it out of. But what I want to say, the last relationship that I was in was the most abusive relationship I have ever been in. Because that was the relationship, all 5 of these most common types of abuse I dealt with at one time. At one time. I wanted to die. I'm just going to be honest. I wanted to die. I did not want to live anymore. I felt like I was not going to be able to make it out of it. I felt like the only way out of it was death. I'm just going to be honest. I felt like maybe this time they would hit me hard enough. Well, kill me. Just kill me. That's the only way I'm going to get out of this. That's how I felt. But guess what? I made it out of it. With prayer, God, I made it out of it. You can make it out of it too. I promise you, you can. I went through it for 7 long years. 7 long years I went through it. I thought my life was over, but I made it out of it. You can too. If you know anyone that is being abused, anyone that is going through abuse, please call the hotline. 1-800-799-7233. Get that person some help. Get yourself some help. That's something that I did not have. I did not have someone to tell me to get the help. I didn't have anyone to tell me that. I'm here to say that. I'm here. If you need help, reach out to me. Reach out to me. I am here to help. Again, 1-800-799-7233. It is help out there. It is help out there. You do not have to be a victim. Be an overcomer. I am an overcomer. I'm an overcomer. Be an overcomer. You do not have to be the victim anymore. And I'm going to say this again. You are not a victim. Don't let nobody tell you you are a victim. You are not a victim. You are an overcomer. You can overcome this. You can get out of this. It is help out there. There are people that want to help you. I am a person who wants to help you. I want to help. Get help. If you know anyone that has been abused, some of the red flags of someone that's being abused, saying I'm sorry all the time. They jumpity a lot. So if you're around someone, they always saying I'm sorry. They're jumpity a lot. They're confident and you knew this person before and they used to be so confident and they used to be so happy, and they're not anymore. They make excuse for their partners. They don't mean it. It's okay. Oh, they didn't mean to yell at me like that. They didn't mean to cuss at me. Oh, it's okay. It's okay. They just playing. Bruises, black eyes. You start to see bruises on them and they're making excuses. Oh, I fell. That's a lot of falling. They're starting to be depressed. You start to see that they're not themselves anymore. They fall into they don't want to come out the house. They don't want to go anywhere. They don't want to do anything. That's a sign. Sudden changes in behavior or personality. They start to be angry all the time. Those are signs of abuse. Get that person some help. Get that person some help. Signs that you are in an abusive relationship. That person is extremely jealous, controlling. They got a bad temper. They tell you what you can and cannot do. They always angry all the time. That's a red flag that you're starting, that person may be abusive, guys. Get out of it while you can. Get out of it while you can. I hope you guys enjoyed this podcast. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I hope this reached out to someone. I, again, am a victim. Again, I'm not a victim. I am someone who have been victimized. Someone who was abused. Get help. It's not too late. You can make it out of it. I did. I love myself now. Get yourself some help. Get yourself some help. Be by yourself. Leave that person. Even if you got to start over, it's okay. I did it. I started over. I came back home with nothing but a backpack. I had no money, not a dime to my name. All I had was a couple shirts and a couple pair of pants and the shoes that was on my feet. That's all I had.